Once again, history has gone ahead to repeat itself at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Ever since Pep Guardiola came in English football, he has failed to get a win away at the stadium. The game ends 1-0 in favor of Tottenham Hotspur. Harry Kane scoring his 267th goal to break the Jimmy Leaves record, the all-time top scorer of Tottenham Hotspur. Though for Jim Leaves, it took him 8 years to go ahead and really collect all those 266 goals. But for Harry Kane, it has taken him 11 years to break that record. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I know Arsenal fans, Manchester United fans all over the world, you are jubilating because this is the result that I wanted as a United fan. Arsenal fans wanted this result. After losing to Everton yesterday, this is the result that you wanted. And that's why I call you guys to smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, that's the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That way whenever you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. Arsenal 5 points clear ahead of Man City with a game in hand. Hear me out. Arsenal are 5 points clear with a game in hand. And Spurs are now trying to close in at Newcastle. Newcastle is having 40 points and Spurs is having 39. And if Arsenal win their game in hand, their lead is back to 8. And today I've really gotten to know that you have to stand in the way of luck for luck to do you a favor in your life. How did Arsenal do this? Arsenal started off this season, they've played 20 games, lost 2, drawn 2, meaning that they've dropped 10 points. Out of the possible 60 points, Arsenal have managed to gather 50. Now, if Arsenal had not gathered those points, right now today, this result wouldn't have been in their benefit. But this result is in their benefit because Arsenal went ahead to collect very many points in the first 20 games of the season. So it shows you that for you to be favored or to benefit from luck, you have to find yourself standing in the road or the path where luck is. So it was Harry Kane in the 15th minute. I think it was the 15th minute. It was Harry Kane in the 15th minute. He capitalized onto the hospital pass that was really given to him, that was really passed to, I think it was Rodri. Rodri gives a hospital pass. Then it's closed down well by Højbjerg. Then Højbjerg passes it into Harry Kane, and Harry Kane goes into a shot that really went into the back of the net in the 15th minute, and that's how Harry Kane puts that ball into the back of the net. It was Rodri's hospital pass into the midfield, and it was picked off by Højbjerg, and he keeps his composure perfectly to hold onto the ball into the box, and he squared it to Harry Kane, and Harry Kane slotted it across Edson into the far corner to overtake Jimmy Greaves' record. That is Harry Kane and how he really took off this execution, or very well squared pass to him by Højbjerg. But you have to blame a player called Rodri. You know, Rodri was really pressed, and he did it in the first game against Spurs. I think even the first, I think the second goal. It's the first goal, I think, that Kulusevski scores. Is it the first? I think it's the first or second, one of those goals. But I remember it was the Kulusevski goal that he scores. That again, Rodri was pressed like that. So I think Spurs now have the best blueprint to beat this team of Man City, because even when they were at Etihad, they were 2 goals up in the first half. The only thing that really stopped them from winning the game of football was simple. They failed to defend. They defended badly. If they had defended very well, they would have gone ahead to really get 2 wins off Spurs, off Man City, as they did last season. Remember last season, they won away at Etihad and here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But you also have to go ahead and really praise the press of Spurs. Spurs had Højbjerg pressing, they had Bentancur pressing, and those two really pressed down very well, and they formed themselves in the position of really getting that ball and resulted into this goal. So it shows you that Spurs were really a team that had gone ahead to master this. And I was a little bit worried when the first team coach of Spurs was really away, that is Antonio Conte, because he underwent a gallbladder surgery down in Italy over the weekend. And Christian Stellini, I never thought he could get this job done. And trust me, it was a master class for today. That is the guy who was the manager or managing Spurs today. He's the assistant or the first team coach of Spurs after Antonio Conte, and it was a tactical masterclass for this Christian Stellini guy, with the guy away who always does these things. Obviously has gone ahead to keep his respect, and obviously he's done a very good job. And I believe Spurs played far much better football than they always play against Spurs, than they always play against City. They passed very well. The problem is that they lacked that killer instinct into their game, because they had very many chances to kill off this game and they couldn't. But it never ended there. Towards the end of the first half, I think this is the best chance that City gets. This is the best chance that City gets in the entire game, that you thought that, all right, it deserved to really go inside, and it hit off the bar. It hit off the bar, and it was Mahrez who really got control of that ball, took his time, and hit it. You get? It looks like it's going to the top corner, but the bar really says, no, you are not going in, and the ball deflects off here, and it goes back into play, and it's really saved. So it's the crossbar that really saves Spurs from conceding the equalizer in the 46th minute, as you see there. It was just millimeters away from going to the back of the net, but obviously it shows you that there was a slack of luck for Spurs to really end the first half leading 1-0. And when they came in through from the first half and they came back to the second half, I think Spurs also had the best chances of the game. This one, it was just a very good goalkeeping technique by Edison. One-on-one, Harry Kane faces him with a lot of pressure. Harry Kane composes himself. He goes close and he breaks through. Then he tries to really put that ball into the back of the net, but obviously he's denied by the well-spread goalkeeper of Man City, that is Ederson, and the ball rebounds off Kane and hits behind the goal. So it shows you how Kane had this chance to really kill off the game. Secondly, there is even another chance that Son Heung-min really ran very well through the central axis and spread that ball wide to find Perisic. Perisic went in for a curling effort that was really so much on the floor, but obviously Harry Kane was late and he found himself hitting the post, but he was just a second late or a fraction late to hit that ball into the back of the net. But it shows you that Spurs had the best chances of the game, and they really took on one, and they've defended very well and obviously won the game of football. Because if you are told that a team is coached by an Italian manager, you know what Italian football is all about. It's all about catenaccio. What comes first is them not allowing to concede goals. That's it. They don't allow to concede goals. And if you're going to play and get a win against Man City, you should be clinical. And they did it perfectly. Do you know why? The talisman of Man City, I think, has scored close to 26 goals in the Premier League. Haaland never got a touch in the 18-yard box area of Tottenham Hotspur. For the entire 90 minutes, they denied him a chance. And this is where we go in and ask ourselves, is Haaland really the problem at City? At a certain point, it's yes. Because for the years I've seen Pep Guardiola and how he has been thriving with his teams, he never trusts and believes in these orthodox number 9s. At Barcelona, he got off Thierry Henry and Samuel Eto'o, who was really a very good number 9, who really participated into his debut season at Barcelona and scored very many goals. They won the La Liga. He won the Champions League too by beating Manchester United by 2-1. That was in 2009. You remember that final very well, where Messi really scored a header, courtesy of a very well called in effort by Xavi, by then one of the best midfielders in the world. So after getting that result and winning with Samuel Eto'o leading everything, Guess what happened? He sold him to Inter Milan and said, I don't want a player like Samuel Eto'o at my club. So it shows you how he has not been believing into that. Even at Bayern Munich, I think Lewandowski is a different kind of number 9 altogether, if at all you know what it means, because he's not like Haaland. The mobility of Lewandowski is not like that of Haaland. Lewandowski is a different crop of striker. He's a striker who will drop deep, come in, get the ball, drift left, drift right, and obviously his positioning is really like that of Haaland, but he has a lot of attributes onto him. He's a complete baller. But Haaland, if you don't really feed him that ball, at all in the box, it's hard for him to come out and really give you a result that maybe Lewandowski can. And most of the goals Haaland has scored, he has scored them in the box. And that puts him into the equation of a qualification of being a penalty box striker. That guy is a penalty box striker. So I believe what Tottenham really did great was to close him down, because if you don't close him down, you are really going to face it rough. And when I saw Kevin De Bruyne on the bench and they brought him on, I really thought that maybe he would fracture, or maybe he could really manufacture or craft out something special. But there is the way, every time Kevin De Bruyne got that ball, 2 players were on him. They never allowed him. Because if at all you want to close down Kevin De Bruyne, do one thing. Don't give him space, because he's not good at really sitting down players, going past players. No, his killer instinct is in him passing that ball. His final ball is really great. His cross is always perfect. He rarely puts a foot wrong. That's it. So they did that very well. They got out Bernardo Silva, and it was a master class performance by Spurs, because they ran, they fought for the second balls, they went in for physicality battles. But there is a man I want to talk about that I love a lot, but he needs to go ahead and really change his way of playing. And this is a guy known as Romero. This guy, I love him a lot. When he was at Juventus and he was loaned at a team called Atalanta, he played very well. His stats were so much appeasing to me that I was dying to see him come at Manchester United, a club that I support. I even did a video on United Matters channel and said, we rather bring in Romero than Rafael Varane. And here I am to apologize to Rafael Varane, because Rafael Varane has shown me that he is not as messy as this guy. This guy always comes in late in tackles. Romero, that's his problem. He comes in late. Look, for the second yellow card that he got to be sent off the field of play, it was really called for, because Grealish was going past him and he was going to expose Dyer to a 2v1 situation. You get? And in that situation, you expect City to beat you down, because Grealish is good on the ball. And if at all he passes it to Julian Alves, you are done. Julian Alves is really one of the most patient strikers I know. Very much composed. He won't go in for a first effort on goal. He will take an extra touch and find a well-placed player like Haaland or who, and does a cutback or a square. And obviously it went back to the net. But my problem with this guy was this foul he does in the 25th minute. Pass into the half of Man City. He went in through and forward Haaland. Stupidly like that. This is the card that really made him get sent off. If he doesn't get this card in the 25th minute, obviously he stays on the field of play and plays the entire 90 minutes. And if at all Spurs really lost this result, or lost this game, or lost their lead, he was the guy to blame because of this yellow card he gets. And he does this game in, game out. I've seen him in every game doing this. Even the game at Etihad, he got a stupid yellow card. That's why they substituted him and brought on Lenglet. That results into the 4th goal. That Mahrez scores. And obviously, the game is 4-2. And Romero, if he doesn't improve on his discipline, he's going to go ahead and really cost his club. But let's talk a little bit about Pep Guardiola. Is he really falling off? Is he really falling off? I believe he's falling off. That's what I'm really expecting. He's really falling off because he has no much left in his players. And there is another big blow that has really befallen Man City. I know Lewis is really a very good player. 18 years of age, but he's not Cancelo. You know, in these big games, most of them, Cancelo was responsible for either a third or secondary assist of Man City to score. Now, City is being closed down in the midfield because Ten Hag brought a system that played them down at Old Trafford, and every team is coping to that. They know if at all you want to stop City, get out Rodri, get out Kevin De Bruyne. That's it. The rest won't play. And that's what Tottenham Hotspurs come in and did exactly. That's what they did exactly. You get? Because City will have the ball, and you're going to see the stats. They had the lion's share of the possession, but they couldn't go past the backline of Tottenham Hotspur. You are going to see the shots they had on target. They are really alarming. They never created a lot. They never put really a team of City on tenterhooks because they never put really a team of Spurs on tenterhooks because the system is really beating them. And Pep Guardiola, I think he needs to revise his way of management, because if you are going to send out Jesus, you are sending out Sterling and selling them Zinchenko plus Cancelo, 4 players, you need to be having a plan that is going to come out and really rescue you out. But right now, he has no rescue plan. I can predict here with authority, this is not the last game City is losing. City is continuing to lose very many games. They are continuing to lose other games. That's it. They are not going to stop losing. They are not going to stop losing because injuries are catching them up. However much Ruben Diaz is back and very many others, but they lost close to 60 goals in Cancelo, Gabriel Jesus, Sterling, and Zinchenko. I'm talking about goal involvements, scoring goals and assists, and the creativity. You get, people will think about that final assist, but there are games that Cancelo decided with his one pass that was like a secondary assist, not the first assist. You get Jesus not scoring very many goals, but at least you knew that he could score you 13 goals a season and obviously create like 17 and make some good runs, pressing, leading the press. Haaland can't do these things. Haaland is a penalty box striker. He's waiting for the ball to come in and do the needful. Now, let's look a little bit at what this means to Arsenal. What this means to Arsenal is that go all out, win your game next weekend against Brentford. Continue with your run comfortably. Go ahead and really host City on the 15th of February and beat them. And if at all Spurs can beat City, why not Arsenal at their home ground? I think that's the game that is going to really announce Arsenal as the winners of the league. They go 11 points clear, you get, because they would have played 23 games by then. That's going to be the 23rd game of their season. So 23 games, you are 11 points clear. That means you are left with just 15 games to go. And the 15 games to go, the big teams you are left with are Liverpool, Chelsea, Newcastle. They're done with Manchester United, they're done with Spurs, and by then they would have gotten done with Man City. I believe Arsenal would need to win how many games? 11 points clear. How many games? Like 10? You win 10. You win 10 and you win the league. So I believe the league is back in the hands of Arsenal. And as I told you in my match build-up, that the league is for Arsenal to lose. The league is for Arsenal to lose. I don't see Man City coming out and really putting in a very good run to really go ahead and really win like 10, 15 games in a row. When we go to the stats, 12 shots by Spurs. Man City had 15, 3 shots on target by Spurs, 5 by City. 35% ball possession by Spurs, you expected it, and City had 65, but they used it for nothing. 301 passes completed by Spurs, City completed 543. 74% passing accuracy by Spurs, 87% passing accuracy by City, 19 fouls by Spurs, 14 by City. 2 yellow cards to both teams, 1 red card to Spurs, and it went to Christian Romero. Man City never got any red card. 2 offsides by Spurs, 1 offside by City, 4 corners by Spurs, and 6 by City. Let's go to the table, Premier League table. Arsenal, 20 games played, 50 points. City, 21 games played, they're having 45. Arsenal having 5 points gap in between them and City with a game in hand. United, the team I support, 21 games played, locked with City. United is having 42 points, City is having 45. What does that mean? United is just 3 points behind City. So, looks like even this position can go out of City's hands if at all City doesn't go ahead and really improve on their run. Then Newcastle, 40 points, 21 games. Spurs has played its 22nd game of the season. They're having 39 points. And the rest is history, and I cannot even talk about that anymore. But thank you guys for watching in through. Your thoughts onto Spurs 1, Man City 0 are welcome in the comment section below. Spurs lose a game as Arsenal restores its 5-point gap lead in this Premier League title race of the season 2022-2023. Smash the like button, comment and share. I'm waiting for your reactions in the comment section below. Rokani David is my name. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. I sign out for now. See you later. I'm returning 2 hours from now. Bye-bye.